good to have Coach Luke Fickell, Wisconsin head coach, join us now. Morning, Coach.
How we doing?
What's happening, Luke?
Oh man, just trying to find a little rhythm here.
Yeah, I get it. I understand it. You know, why Wisconsin? What made you, after a year ago being suited by many schools, decide to say, you know what, it's the right time this year, the right school, the right situation?
I think a lot of those things you just said kind of lined up, and it started with timing. You know, I was in a great place, felt great about what was going on, and family was in a great place, and all of a sudden things are timing wise where if you're ever going to do this, your kids are somewhat at that age, and that's important to us. And then all of a sudden, my wife and I, we had sat down a couple of years ago and kind of put that little thing like list, hey, if these things come open, it's really hard during a season to really kind of go through them in your head. Like I don't do a good job of that, compartmentalizing. Like, well, just think about it here tonight for a couple hours and then go back to work and do your thing. And so we'd always kind of had this little, hey, if these things happen, where would we pick up and move the family? And this was one that we always said, like, look, from afar, I've loved the culture here. I've loved what they've done. Actually, at times didn't like them because you had to compete against them. But I've always known that the community, the area, the city is something that we felt like would be something our family could really kind of thrive in. And it all kind of came to fruition. I mean, timing was everything, and this opportunity came open, and we kind of say, hey, I think it's this. We knew it was the right place, but it was also the right time.
Luke, I've heard a lot of business leaders say this statement where sometimes you need to assemble the plane after you've already jumped off the cliff. What are your thoughts on coaching Wisconsin's bowl game between you and Jim Leonhard, considering he was Wisconsin's defensive coordinator and also the interim head coach? How is that going to work?
I don't know if we know exactly how it's going to work just yet. Jim and I have spent a lot of time together, and not that we've had a relationship before, but we've known each other. Our bunch of our guys had come up here a couple of years ago and spent a couple of days in the summer and studied ball with him, and so there was obviously a mutual kind of respect of things, and this is Jim's home. I mean, so I don't worry about anything that's going to kind of go on, in the next 3-4 weeks as we try to figure out where we even go in the future, because I have the utmost respect for Jim and what he's done. And I've kind of been in this situation before, and that's kind of Jim and I have been able to sit down and talk about it. I said 2011 was very similar, and I know how I felt about my alma mater and how I felt about it moving forward, and I would do anything to make it better. And you know what? Jim's the same way. So kind of envisioning where this is going in the next 3 or 4 weeks. I know this. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be a part of the bowl game. I want to coach in the bowl game. I told him whether I'm coaching the punter or I'm the head coach, because I want to be around these guys and I want to build a relationship.
New Wisconsin football head coach Luke Fickell joining us this morning on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Coach, how much, when you looked at everything, you obviously mentioned 2011, you played at Ohio State, you understand the region, the landscape, the conference. How much did that play in you making a decision, you know what, this is what I want to do, this is where I want to be? Because you had opportunities in the past. There was a Michigan State rumblings around a couple years ago, hey, Michigan State could be the opportunity. There was a USC sniffing around last year, but then you make this decision in Wisconsin.
It has a lot to do with the area. It has a lot to do with the conference, to be honest with you. And it has a lot to do with the landscape of college football, to be quite honest as well. And do we really know where the landscape exactly of college football is going, or college athletics in general? No, but I know that the Big Ten is at the forefront of whatever is going to happen and wherever it's going. So those kind of things kind of add into you. Grew up a Big Ten fan, obviously played in the Big Ten, coached in the Big Ten for a while. So, I mean, in my heart, I know darn well that that's where I've always believed, I wanted to be at some point in time. That's like how I said, like, it's crazy. In the past, if things happen, like, you brought me on your show a couple of years ago, or maybe a year ago, whatever, was asking about your alma mater, and things kind of pull at your heart. And even when you think about those things, I was always finding reasons not to do it. And then in this time, as I started to think about them, I started finding reasons why I wanted to do it. And it kind of hit me, and that kind of gave me the idea, you know what, this is the time and this is the place. Do you really know? And there's no magic crystal ball or anything like that, but things lined up, and my heart and my mind were in the right place, in the same place. And like you said, that's why you kind of take that leap of faith and jump.
Luke Fickell, now Wisconsin head coach. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Best of luck.
Good luck, Luke.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.